A hidden letter from your grandfather reveals a secret about your family. It's too late. Open quickly. Archangel Michael says, a secret was meant to come to you before the clock struck this hour. But something held it back, buried it away behind dust and silence. Now, that time is gone, and the letter is surfacing too late. There's a wooden box, old and forgotten, pushed behind the broken tiles under the bed. Inside, aged paper wrapped in brittle cloth smells like forgotten truth. What it reveals is not just a family secret, it is a warning from the grave. He had written it trembling, afraid of the consequences, fearing what would happen to you if this knowledge got in the wrong hands. That's why he hid it where no one could find. Until now. Someone else found it first, and they delayed it from reaching you. You were meant to receive this 5 years ago, when you were just about to make a life-altering decision. Type Amen to get blessing 333. It's too late to undo what happened, but not too late to protect yourself now. The letter begins with your name, etched carefully, as though your grandfather feared it would be erased. Then the ink starts to bleed into confessions not meant for light. I was not supposed to tell you this, it reads, but if you're reading this now, danger is already at your door. Those words echo, heavy with truth. What follows is a history erased by silence. There's someone in your life who has been feeding you lies for years. And it's not a stranger, it's someone you trust every day. The letter names them with sorrow, not anger. They had access to your documents, your finances, your roots. They twisted things slowly, making you doubt yourself. And your grandfather tried to warn you through this letter before they got too close. Type Amen to get blessing 444. The letter speaks of a will, one that was rewritten without your knowledge. Someone changed your name on it. Someone used forged ink and false identity to make sure you never saw what was left for you. It included your inheritance. Not just land or money, but a key to an old property that holds more than value. It holds history, secrets, hidden doors. That property was once in your grandfather's name, then secretly transferred. He found out too late and planned to expose it, but someone silenced him. They made his final days full of fear, and he kept quiet to protect you. Archangel Michael says, this secret was never meant to be hidden for this long. The time to act has been missed, but the time to understand and reclaim is now. Type Amen to get blessing 555. There's a person living on that land right now who isn't supposed to be there. The letter warns that they're using your grandfather's name as a mask to hold the property. They even created false memories to keep you away. Someone you know visits that place often. They smile at you and call you family, but they were the one who blocked your letter for years. They were at your grandfather's funeral pretending to grieve while carrying this secret. The old man had hidden a copy of the real papers behind a painting in his workshop. The letter tells you exactly where to find it. The painting of a blue sky with a tree in the corner. Behind it lies the original deed. Someone burned that workshop down last year. You thought it was an accident. But it was not. It was to destroy the one place where truth was still safe. Type Amen to get blessing 666. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says, this act was committed by someone who wanted your grandfather's legacy erased. They feared what you would uncover. They knew the moment you learned the truth, everything they built on lies would fall. You've always felt that strange pull toward that house. The chills at night. The whispers in dreams. Your grandfather's spirit has been trying to tell you since his passing. This is not imagination, it's divine alignment trying to wake you up. Inside the letter, he also placed a photograph. It's torn, faded, but it shows a moment from long ago, your real parents, your real bloodline. It does not match the stories you were told. You were not supposed to grow up in this city. You were meant to be somewhere else, somewhere safe. But plans were changed, and your fate rewritten by greedy hands. Type Amen to get blessing 777. The letter ends with a line that shakes your very soul. If this reaches you too late, know that I tried. And know that you are stronger than them. Archangel Michael says, do not ignore what is coming next. Because the same person who stole your inheritance is now trying to sign off documents in your name again. This time, it's tied to legal ownership and your identification. They plan to declare you mentally unfit to claim it. That's why strange calls have come. That's why you're being pushed emotionally. The setups are not random. 3 people are involved. 2 women. 1 man. All have been using the same narrative. They say you're too emotional or not ready. That's how they plan to make it seem you can't manage what's rightfully yours. Type Amen to get blessing 888. They will use a forged voice note next. One made with artificial technology to mimic your own. It will be used to authorize a transaction, and it will move everything away from your name permanently if you don't act now. The letter warns of this deception. Your grandfather suspected it even before such tech existed. He described in his words, they will use a voice that sounds like yours to steal your soul's signature. He asked that you find one specific witness, an old friend of his who still remembers the real signatures and was present during the first will. His name is Elias, and he lives near the mountain chapel. Elias hasn't been contacted in years, but he's been waiting. He too received a copy of the will, and has been afraid to come forward. Now is the moment. Type Amen to get blessing 999. Archangel Michael says, time is not your friend now. Every hour brings another forged attempt. Every silence is a trap laid for you to walk into. The person you trust with your daily tasks has been feeding information to the wrong side. They're paid to keep tabs on you. They are not who they claim to be. You must observe quietly. You must not react in front of them. Only then can you outsmart their game. Your grandfather's letter was meant to be your protection. His final act of love. It's more than words. It is your spiritual sword. Type Amen to get blessing 111. There is one line in the letter that haunts. Your last name has been written on 2 doors. One leads to freedom, one to loss. Choose wisely. This is not symbolic. It is literal. You will soon be shown 2 documents. Both will appear correct. One is a trap. The other is freedom. You'll know by the scent. The real one carries his old aftershave. The person behind this scheme is growing desperate. They've hired someone to intimidate you into signing quickly. They will knock at your door soon, pretending to be from a government office. Do not speak much. Do not sign anything. Say you are consulting your lawyer. Stall them. That is what your grandfather wrote. Stall them until light reveals darkness. Type Amen to get blessing 222. The hidden truth is this: your family history was rewritten by a person who wanted your bloodline erased. They knew your grandfather was once close to royal lands, spiritual grounds, and even ancient inheritance linked to sacred tribes. You were never supposed to be ordinary. Your destiny is not small. And that's why they feared you growing into your full power. That's why they redirected your life early, planted doubt, planted limits, whispered discouragement through people you loved. But the letter, it breaks that curse. Each word is a key unlocking memory, truth, and sacred alignment. And now that it's opened, it cannot be closed again. Type Amen to get blessing 313. More is coming. Your name will appear in a list connected to an estate no one expected you to claim. A vault will open. Inside, objects that belong to your real ancestors. But this will only happen if you confront the person blocking it. They are afraid of being exposed. They are watching now, sensing your awakening. You are being spiritually armed. You are not alone in this battle. Archangel Michael is already standing at your door. Tonight, a shadow will try to confuse you. It will come through someone pretending to care. But the letter warned, anyone who speaks against your grandfather's legacy is a thief in disguise. Type Amen to get blessing 717. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Let this letter be your map. Let this moment be your courage. Let your soul rise with the knowledge now returned to you. The old house still stands. The front door squeaks the same. The window to the west still carries the initials carved, J.Y. for future blood. That's your grandfather's final mark, hidden in plain sight, waiting for you to return and take what's rightfully yours. They will try to stop you, but it is too late for them now. You've seen the truth, and once truth rises, lies fall like dust. Type Amen to get blessing 000. That night, as you lay awake, the words of the letter echoed louder than any sound around you. The warnings, the names, the smell of his old ink still on your fingers. It no longer felt like just a letter. It felt like your soul was being reconnected to a power long denied. Archangel Michael says, the house is calling you now, not with fear, but with force. Your steps toward it will break generational chains no one dared challenge. You arrive at the property just before dusk. Everything looks older, but the trees seem to whisper as if they remember you. You hesitate at the front porch, but something in your spirit pushes the door open. Inside, dust dances in golden light, but your eyes search for more. You remember the instructions. Go to the west window, the one with the initials carved beneath. Your hand trembles as it brushes across the J.Y. Type Amen to get blessing 474. Behind the window's wooden panel, you find it. A hollow space carved out by hand, filled with yellowing envelopes. Inside, copies of land deeds, photos of your mother as a child, and a sealed pouch with your name etched in his trembling handwriting. You sit on the floor, holding history. A key falls from the pouch, and beneath it, a note written in a different color. This key unlocks what they all fear. Do not let it be lost again. In the far back of the house is a door no one used, covered by an old cabinet. You drag it aside, feeling each heartbeat echo louder. You fit the key in, and it turns. Behind that door, a spiral staircase descends into shadows. It smells of earth, secrets, and spirits that haven't been visited in years. You know this was not just a storage cellar. It was your grandfather's sanctuary. Type Amen to get blessing 292. Each step down feels like stepping into a different era. There are candles still on the wall, half-burned, dust-covered. In the corner, you find an iron chest with strange carvings on top. The same initials again, and a symbol you've seen before in a dream. You open it. Inside are 3 wrapped bundles. The first, gold coins and silver cutlery, engraved with your true family crest. The second, a diary, filled with coded entries your grandfather wrote during the days he was being watched. And the third, photographs of a woman holding a newborn wrapped in a blue blanket. The baby is you, but the woman is not who you were told your mother was. This truth is deeper than inheritance. It's blood identity. They lied about who you were born to protect. And the woman who raised you, though she cared for you, was part of a larger arrangement. Type Amen to get blessing 181. You sit in silence as tears trace your cheeks. The diary pages reveal how your grandfather found out. How he tried to confront the family member who forged your entire childhood story. That woman is still alive. Still close to you. Still speaking sweet words and masking every move. The diary warns she will turn cold when confronted. That her smile is her shield. And that the moment you bring up the name Elias, her mask will begin to slip. Archangel Michael says, don't fear the confrontation. Your courage is guided. Your voice will carry the weight of truth that no lie can hold against. You return upstairs with everything you found. The air feels different now. The house, once heavy, now breathes lighter, as though even the walls have been freed. Type Amen to get blessing 848. A knock comes at the door as you prepare to leave. A woman's voice calls your name sweetly. You freeze. It's her. She smiles wide when you open the door, acting surprised to see you there. What a coincidence, she says, stepping inside without asking. But her eyes scan the room quickly, searching. For what? You now understand. You offer her tea. Her hand shakes slightly. You watch her reactions, silent, letting her speak. When you mention Elias, her smile falters. He's long gone, she replies too quickly. You know she's lying. You press further. He remembers the truth. I'm meeting him tomorrow. She stands up too fast. She says she needs to go. But before she leaves, she looks at you with panic in her eyes. Not sadness, not anger, fear. Type Amen to get blessing 919. That fear confirms everything. She knows the letter reached you. She knows it's over. You send a copy of the will and deeds to your lawyer that night. You book the visit to Elias early next morning. And you keep the iron chest hidden in your own new secure space. When you meet Elias, his eyes light up. I've waited so long, he says. You look just like your mother. The real one. He hands you the final missing piece, a recording. Your grandfather's voice, shakier now, but firm in tone. To my beloved grandchild, I did not get to raise you, but I watched over you every year, and I prayed one day this would reach you. You cry, but these are not tears of loss anymore. They are tears of restoration, of power returning. Type Amen to get blessing 733. You learn everything. The real will. The ancient lineage. The plot against your identity. Your name will be cleared. The property will be yours. The blessings tied to your bloodline will finally be unblocked. Archangel Michael says, your strength shook the plans of deceivers. Your silence is broken. And heaven has realigned your story. There are still people who will try to twist the truth. But now, you are armed with legacy, proof, and light. You are no longer walking blindly. Soon, you'll be contacted by historians and investigators. They'll confirm the heritage your grandfather hinted at. They'll trace the crest. They'll validate the truth. And those who plotted in shadows will be forced to step into your light. Type Amen to get blessing 818. Your grandfather smiles from above now. His soul rests knowing you know. The letter may have come too late to stop everything, but not too late to begin again. The woman who lied will lose her grip. The man who helped forge the papers will face court. And you will walk forward with a name no longer stolen. It's done. It's revealed. And it's only the beginning of a legacy restored. The moment your grandfather's real letter reached your hands, time started moving in a different rhythm. You were no longer the same person they tried to mold. Now you are the one holding the truth. And soon, the world will have to listen. Archangel Michael says, your name will be spoken in courtrooms where lies once echoed louder than facts. The people who buried your legacy under forged words and fraudulent files are about to face divine exposure. This is not just justice. It is prophecy unfolding. Your lawyer looks over the documents, stunned by the clarity. The handwriting, the original stamp, the voice recording, all of it aligns perfectly with registered archives. They ask you one thing only: are you ready for war? You nod, not because you seek revenge, but because you know it's time. The courtroom is where this broken story will finally meet its full truth. Type Amen to get blessing 101. When the court hearing begins, the air is thick with tension. You see them there, the woman who raised you under false stories, the man who signed your name on forged bank papers. They look confident at first, but they haven't seen what's coming. You hold the letter. You wear your grandfather's watch. You have become the living proof of a history they couldn't erase. One by one, the files are presented. Your voice doesn't tremble. You speak as though your grandfather is beside you, guiding every sentence. The judge listens, not blinking. When the forged documents are compared to the real ones from the chest, the courtroom falls into silence. And then, murmurs begin. Truth is rising. Lies are cracking. Type Amen to get blessing 505. Archangel Michael says, the spiritual weight of injustice is being lifted from your life. The curses tied to stolen identity, blocked opportunities, and spiritual confusion, they're being broken one by one. Your voice, now unchained, is the tool of healing. Elias arrives mid-hearing. He brings a final piece, a sworn statement and a notarized record from your grandfather's original lawyer. It seals the fate of the case. The woman who stood behind all of it finally breaks. Her tears are not of sorrow, they're of defeat. Her silence collapses into confession. She speaks the truth she's held for decades. I did it to protect what I believed was mine, she says. But it never was. It was always meant for you. The judge declares the documents void. Your name reinstated. Your inheritance restored. Type Amen to get blessing 121. There's more. The estate wasn't just a house. The vault hidden beneath it contains rare documents and deeds to ancestral lands in another state. A historical society wants to speak to you. They believe your grandfather's lineage was connected to lost royalty. You're offered a meeting with a council that wants to include your name in upcoming restoration of noble titles. Your story is no longer just a legal win. It's becoming a historical revival. But you remain grounded. Because Archangel Michael reminds you, this journey is not only about reclaiming land or titles. It is about healing generations. You walk out of the courtroom not just free, but rewritten in divine ink. A new chapter begins the moment your feet touch the courthouse steps. Type Amen to get blessing 414. There are letters arriving now. Apologies. Requests for forgiveness. Messages from people who stayed silent while the lie lived. Some come from distant relatives who knew the truth but feared the powerful ones. You read them calmly. You accept some apologies. Others, you let stay unanswered. Because your spirit now knows, you owe no explanation to those who cheered while you suffered. You return to the house, now legally and spiritually yours. It breathes differently. The walls don't cry anymore. They hum, as if your grandfather's soul now smiles within them. You restore the old garden. You hang the painting again, the one that hid the first truth, and you frame the letter that changed your life forever. Type Amen to get blessing 717. Archangel Michael says, your home is now a fortress of divine memory. Nothing unholy shall enter. No lie shall cross its threshold again. People begin asking how you stayed strong. You tell them the truth. It wasn't just willpower. It was divine guidance, whispered through a letter hidden in silence. You light candles for your grandfather. You hold a small ceremony, thanking him with your full heart. In the distance, the wind carries a feather across the sky and drops it at your feet. You pick it up. You know what it means. Heaven has acknowledged your strength. Your grandfather's spirit rests fully now. But even more is coming. Type Amen to get blessing 606. 3 months later, you receive an invitation. A documentary team wants to feature your story. The lost inheritance. The hidden room. The battle in court. The spiritual signs. You agree, not for fame, but for legacy. You want the world to know that no truth stays buried forever. You want others like you, whose lives were rewritten, to know that light finds its way. As the camera rolls and the world begins to hear, someone else sees you on TV. A woman from another country. She carries a ring that belonged to your grandfather's brother. She reaches out. Through this, you discover even more family, a branch you didn't know, and they welcome you with open arms. Their stories match yours. Their photos connect the puzzle. Type Amen to get blessing 313. The final truth becomes clear. You were always meant to be a leader of legacy, not a victim of lies. Your soul knew. Your spirit held on. And heaven protected you even when the world betrayed you. Archangel Michael says, every moment of your pain has now transformed into power. Every wound is now a window of wisdom. The house becomes a center of heritage. You open it to others looking to trace their roots. You build a legacy museum in your grandfather's name. The land now heals not just you, but others too. Your name is printed in magazines, but more importantly, it is written in heaven's book of endurance. Type Amen to get blessing 777. Your journey isn't just one of recovery, it's a resurrection of name, of soul, of legacy. And your grandfather, wherever he is in the divine realms, smiles every time someone speaks your name with truth and honor. The letter may have arrived late, but you arrived on time.